from a thread of DNA taken from a single human blood cell. We will forge a new warrior.
It began as a secret experiment.
It'd take a long time for something this perfect to turn up.
A search for the perfect DNA.
Sorry, but I need to take some blood.
But their quest to create the ultimate weapon.
That's all he is, a brilliant design. There's no more heart and soul inside of him than there is in a Patriot missile.
Uncovers a genetic flaw.
When do I get to go home?
A cloning error, connecting him to an innocent man.
Blacked out and hallucinated at 60 miles an hour.
You do not have a brain tumor.
Yeah, I think I might have something very, very serious.
Implanting the killer with a new agenda.
Our boy has gone AWOL.
What is that doing here?
We need it.
To find the family that was never his.
Well, he's definitely on the move.
Daddy's coming home.
And destroy his double, Stephen Baldwin.
I'm having some kind of an episode. You're a robot or a clone? Who's behind all of this?
James Coburn.
Everything you do here, everything you've ever done here, is the property of Oslett Industries.
Julie Warner.
Gotta tell me what's going on.
A $200 million top-secret contract, and you took the wrong test tube?
From the Dean Koontz chilling bestseller.
Inside my head.
Lock him out.
This blood coagulates at over 10 times the normal rate.
They designed him.
Merry Christmas, Dad.
They gave him life.
Why do you look like me?
Oh my God.
Now, they have to stop him. Mr. Murder.
Hey everybody, just got done watching 1998's Mr. Murder, starring Stephen Baldwin, James Coburn, Thomas Hayden Church, and a bunch of people you've watched in TV shows for ages, like Kay Callan, who I always enjoy seeing in stuff, Greg Grunberg out of Heroes, a very young Kaylee Cuoco out of Big Bang Theory, and I have to quickly say, when her character looked at a pet snake and went, "Good night, Sheldon," I nearly lost my drink everywhere. But I'm going off track. I just had to say that before I forgot it. But this is a made-for-TV movie based on the book by Dean Koontz. And as a fan of Stephen King stuff, I've seen more made-for-TV adaptations than I care to admit to. So this is about 3 hours long, and basically it's about a writer who in a mix-up at the hospital. His blood gets used instead of an athlete's, a murdered athlete's blood in a cloning program. And this is so cliched. It's a cloning program to make the greatest, most unemotionally compromised soldier. So of course, you know, there's a load of conspiracy stuff, you know, higher ups in the government that are involved in it, and blah de blah de blah. Now, I've not actually read the book, so I do not know how close to the book this is. But I've only ever watched this movie once before. I watched it when I first got it on DVD, and I haven't watched it since. And it's not because I don't like it. I find it strangely entertaining, no matter how ridiculously cliched it is. And for the X-Files fans out there, Mark Snow apparently does the theme, which I don't know what it is, but he doesn't do the music in the film. So I'm not clear on what the theme is, but apparently Mark Snow from the X-Files did it, so whatever. But anyway, again, I'm going off topic, but that's because this film, like I say, I've just sat through this for 3 hours, and most annoyingly is on this disc. It's on it because it was a two-parter when it was on TV. They've put it on both sides of the DVD disc, meaning, but it's not labelled because of course both sides have to be clear. There are no labels on the disc, so you have to look in the tiny little spindle bit and I have to use my magnifying glass to see which side is which, which is really annoying. So that takes up time, and then having to change it in between. To be honest, I kind of would have rather it have been on 2 discs, but this is an old DVD. This is one of the first DVDs I purchased back when I had my very first DVD player. But like I say, it's 3 hours, so I'm a little off kilter at the moment. I'm tired, and it's 5 to midnight. So, but it's strangely entertaining, no matter how cliched it is. But problematically, it is not well acted. Despite the talent that is in this movie, it is not well. The best actors are not particularly well utilised. They're not very well directed, and I feel like a lot of the script is rather stunted. Unfortunately, at the centre of this problem is Stephen Baldwin, who looks brainless. Dare I say? He does look somewhat gone vacant half the time. Because the thing is he's playing 2 characters. So he plays the, that's what I didn't get into, sorry. He plays the writer who is unwittingly cloned. And then he plays the adult version of his cloned self, who then starts seeing things through Marty, the writer's eyes, and starts, because he has no memory, he starts believing that what he's seen through Marty's eyes are actually his own. So he then goes on the hunt to reclaim his family and stuff like that. And of course there's a whole load of confusion when the 2 are involved, and nobody seems to know which one's which and that. And you know what, in a more competent actors, and I'm not saying anything bad about Stephen Baldwin, I'm just saying in this particular role, I feel like a much more competent actor would have been able to properly emote the differences between Marty and the clone Alfie. As it is, the only way you can tell the difference is by the parting in the hair and the fact that Marty wears his wedding ring. He just constantly seems to have this constant kind of gawping face, and looking around blankly. And it's really distracting, and it's really sad because, like I say, it's not that I think Stephen Baldwin's incapable. It's just he's not right for this, and I feel he's just not been particularly well directed. So, but the general pace of the movie is not too bad. I just feel like it could have been without being 3 hours long. I feel like a lot of the stuff happens in the first half, and could have been squashed down. Because although a lot of the first part is on the setup and stuff, it just feels like the second half is a load of wash, repeat, meeting up, swapping over, meeting up again, swapping over again. It's a lot of that kind of thing in the second half, and it gets tiresome. But as a whole, the story is relatively entertaining, and like I say, I don't know how close to the book it is. I just feel like the TV movie itself lost its way while trying to do different stuff. Like I say, it is kind of distracting when you see these different people from stuff you know. I mean, my God, even Dean Norris out of Breaking Bad is in this. But I don't know what to say about this. Like I say, it's one of those films that I've enjoyed watching back, but it's not one I'm going to watch for a good few years. I've had this DVD probably about 10, 12 years or so, and I haven't watched it for that many years, so it's probably not one I'm going to watch for another decade, because it's just not one that I look at and go, you know what, I definitely have to watch this movie. No, I don't. Total Recall, I've seen a gazillion times. This is, like I say, the only second time. I guess if you like Dean Koontz stories, I've seen much better ones adapted. But then I've seen much worse. This story is kind of along the same as Stephen King's The Dark Half, and I know that's different in that he had a character that came to life, but there is a general kind of sameness in the whole confusion and similarity thing. This is better than The Dark Half from memory. The Dark Half I didn't enjoy so well. So if you enjoyed The Dark Half or found it remotely tolerable, you might enjoy actually this a lot more. If you're prepared to sit through 3 hours. I guess because it is nighttime, it is a nighttime kind of movie. It's not something you'd watch during the day, which is kind of weird because it's like a daytime TV movie. But it's not necessarily one I would waste my day on. My evening, yeah, it's good to have on in the background. But if you get a chance, if you can pick it up like free or ridiculously cheap, and you like thrillers, then I do actually recommend it. Just do not expect too much from it. But otherwise, I mean, if you like James Coburn, I mean, it's funny because he has a special appearance by notification, but actually he's in this quite a lot. Thomas Hayden Church is supposed to be the evil guy in this, and yet he sounds so bored for the most part. I mean, at least I'm not a big fan of him, generally, but at least I felt he put over Sandman in Spider-Man 3 a lot more emotionally than in this. So if you're after it for the actors, then don't, because like I say, I normally enjoy watching Kay Callan turn up in stuff, but she is so underused in this. And so pointless, I was kind of really disappointed. But for story-wise, give it a go. Like I say, you could do a lot worse. But for now, I'm going to sign out and say that's all I can. I would give this a 6 out of 10. Because it's not really average, it is just slightly above that. So 6 out of 10 for Mr. Murder. And we will be back tomorrow, so take care, sorry. Take care, and this is Sketch, signing out.